Hey guys, Vapalindanetta here, and it's been a long time since I've done a Lawbreakers related video, and I have quite a bunch of them planned. Not exactly scripted. I'm gonna try this thing where I essentially write down a bunch of notes and kind of go off of those to essentially see where I can take the video. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be going back to scripting, and hopefully this does work because it feels a lot more natural to do it this way, and also I get to have fun editing. That was sarcasm. But today we're going to be talking about the Enforcer, and a lot of people seem to be kind of a bit between, like, is he good, is he bad, kind of confused on what the Enforcer is supposed to be. And I'm gonna say this now, and this is gonna sound weird and probably out of the blue, but I think he's a passive support kind of role. And I'm going to explain why in a minute. So quickly, just to go through his abilities, he's got his main assault rifle, which is, well, his assault rifle, I guess. He's also got a Badger, which is his secondary, which kind of acts like a short-range shotgun, but kind of has two modes. You can fire it vertically or horizontally. It's kind of cool. He also has a distortion field where it boosts his rate of fire, his reload speed, and his speed for him and his teammates who are near him. He has an electromag charge, which is essentially an EMP grenade. Anybody caught up with this will be temporarily stunned, which means, well, not stunned, but you won't be able to use your abilities for a few seconds while you've been hit by this grenade. And lastly, we've got his Bloodhound rocket launcher, which is his rocket pods that he fires off of his shoulder. Now, we already know how oppressive the Enforcer can be, especially when he throws his electromag at you and then charges at you with all of that firepower, especially if he's with a team. But what people don't realize is that he's not exactly a 1v1 type of character. Of course, if you're a good player and you can hit above the body or the head, you're definitely going to pot a lot of these other classes down pretty easily. But what I recommend doing is making sure that you're at least with your battle medic or your Harrier, and maybe even a tankier class like the Titan or the Juggernaut, because if you throw down your electromag and then use your distortion field, everybody gets a fire rate boost, everybody gets a reload speed boost, and everybody also gets to move a lot quicker, meaning that you and your entire team can push incredibly efficiently. And that's what I mean by he's a passive support. He doesn't exactly heal, he doesn't exactly give shields, but he does give you a bunch of buffs during the battle. Now what I see a lot of Enforcers doing is randomly throwing away their electromags, like, as just randomly. And I understand the phrase use it when you have it, because with your electromag you really do want to use it when you have it. You really want to make sure either your enemies can't get to you as quick as possible, or they can't run away from you as quick as possible. Essentially, you just want to shut them down, make sure that they're staying in one area and they can't essentially do anything. This is most effective on the Vanguard, the Assassin, and the Raid. It can be very useful against the Gunslinger, but the Gunslinger is one slippery bastard. So if you hit one of these, fucking GG. That's all I can say on that, because I don't think I've ever hit a Gunslinger with one of his electromags. They're ridiculous. Gunslinger nerf, please.
Go fuck yourself.
No, the Gunslinger's fine, to be honest. But when you're throwing your electromag, there's one thing you need to make sure. Anticipate their movements. Learn what classes move in certain ways, and if you can anticipate the movements while in combat or just before going into combat, make sure you know how to use your electromag charge at the right time as well, because just because you know where they're going to move doesn't mean that they're definitely still going to be going in that one direction. They could shift direction almost immediately. And since the beta, they have reduced the electromag charge's radius, so just keep that in mind. Another reason why I consider him a passive support class is because his Aerator, which is his assault rifle, I said it wrong earlier, my apology, but it doesn't do that much damage, to be perfectly honest, and at range it's accurate, just not laser accurate.
You serious?
So it really incentivizes you to charge in with your team. As you see in the gameplay that you're watching, I'm trying to stay with my team as much as possible, because I know, one, my accuracy is not great, and two, if I stay with my team, I'm gonna have a high chance of killing the enemy and also surviving that engagement. Again, you always want to stick with a tank and a healer of sorts. If you can get your entire team with you, that's great. That's 10 times more firepower than you had on your own. But I do still recommend you charging with your team. If you can take somebody on your own, do it, but make sure you double back to your teammate, because the enemy's going to know where you are and they're going to charge straight for you. One thing that I always see a lot of people forget is if you've got somebody like an assassin or a wraith, like kind of hugging you to a wall or something, or just getting up in your face, kick them and use your badger against them. A lot of people complain that his assault rifle doesn't do enough close range damage. That's why you've got the badger. That's why you have the secondary. It does a lot of damage close range. Plus, its spread is really tight for what's considered a shotgun pistol. And I know I use this term shotgun pistol, it's not exactly like that, but that's the closest definition I can kind of give. Either way, if somebody's getting too close to you, kick them in the teeth and electrify their asses. And honestly, that's all I've got. I hate. I'm not doing this again. I'm writing down more detailed notes. Anyway, that's been it for this video. Give me your opinion on what you think about, well, my opinion. If I'm wrong, correct me. If you think I maybe missed a mark somewhere, leave it down in the comments below. I do read my comments and I do reply to my comments as soon as possible. And if you like this more unscripted type of video, be sure to let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one.